In this lesson, you will learn how to export the student results from your MyFoundationsLab gradebook. There are two kinds of detailed exports that can be useful in getting the big picture of the progress that students are making in your course or program in MyFoundationsLab. The first of these is called a quick export. When a quick export is requested, the data set is immediately downloadable by content area according to a specified data set. The data sets available for each content area are homework, quizzes, tests, other, learning path summary, overview of student averages, and item analysis. The file will have a CSV extension and can be opened and edited in a spreadsheet program such as Microsoft Excel. To request a quick export, first make sure you're in the appropriate content area and in the gradebook. Click the down arrow beside Export Data and select Quick Export. Then click the down arrow to select the data set you would like to export. Again, these areas are homework, quizzes, tests, grades that were classified as other, the learning path summary, overview of student averages, and item analysis. For this example, we will select homework. Once homework is selected, you can determine which homework assignments you would like to export the grades for. All assignments or choosing from specific assignments. If you wish to download only certain assignments, click the button beside specific assignments and then choose the name of those assignments from the list. You may select as many as you wish. Then click OK. We could have also selected to download by a specific module. Because we elected to choose just 10 assignments, we would not need to select a specific module. It will pull those assignments from the appropriate module. We have the option to export the grades as percentage scores that are in decimal format or percentage scores that are in percent format. And we may also select the date and time that the assignment was completed by the student. Once we've determined the parameters for the data set, we will click Download Data. This immediately gives us a link to the data, and we just click that link, and we will have the option to either open it or save it. Let's open it and see what it looks like. One thing to note about downloading a CSV file. Because this is a text file, the columns are not formatted to the appropriate width. You may need to expand the column by clicking the right margin of the column name and dragging it to the right. So here you can see that the assignments we selected are showing the score that the student made and the date and time that the student completed that assignment. If an M grade is recorded, that means that the student mastered the content from this particular assignment on an assessment such as the learning path or a skills check for the module. By scrolling over, you can see how the data is presented, and then you can manipulate this data as needed in the spreadsheet. Another important thing to remember about CSV files is that when you save this, you want to be sure that you save it in the Excel format so that any edits you've made will remain. If you resave the file as a CSV file, the change in column widths, formulas that have been entered, those sorts of things will no longer be retained. So once again, if you wish to do a quick export, make sure that you're in the appropriate content area and then select from the specific data set that you would like to export. Once you've selected that data set, there will be some parameters for you to choose, and then you can simply download the data and it is immediately available. The second type of export available to you in MyFoundationsLab is an advanced export. When an advanced export is requested, large data sets from multiple content areas can be compiled through a single request. So unlike the quick export, where you have to select a specific data set, the advanced export will allow you to pull these multiple data sets at the same time. Because these files can sometimes be rather large, the download is not immediately available, but is made available after a very short period of time, usually within 24 hours. As soon as your export is available, you will receive an email notification, and then you can come back to the same area and retrieve that advanced export. So let's take a look at how to do an advanced export. From the Export Data, click the down arrow, click Advanced Export. The first thing you'll need to do is give the advanced export a name. And then you will select the export type. You can request the student mastery status. Again, this is across all content areas. Student assignment results, student performance by module, or item analysis. Let's take a look at an advanced export for student assignment results. You will also need to select the spreadsheet layout. In most cases, you will select the MyLab Excel format. However, if your institution uses one of the softwares that you see below, you may want to select that so that you can import the grades into the gradebook of that software. As soon as you select the format, you will then be asked to complete some parameters for the export. Would you like all students, or would you like to choose specific students? All dates or specific dates? All categories in the gradebook or specific categories, such as homework, quizzes, tests, etc. All content areas or just specific content areas? All assignments or specific assignments? All modules or specific modules? For quizzes and tests, where students have multiple attempts, you can select to download the scores from all those attempts or the attempt that is counting in the student's grade. In this case, it's currently set to best score, but you can also set it to the most recent, the average, or all scores. Your score format, a decimal format, or percent format, or if you're using a point system, you can download the points that the students have earned. You get to select how many decimal places you would like to see by selecting between 2 and 7. And there's other data available, such as the time spent on the assignment, the date worked on the assignment, the weighted average, the last login, and the number of days that a homework assignment is submitted late if you've allowed students to submit work after the deadline. Once you've determined your parameters, you simply hit Submit Request. You will receive confirmation that the export has been requested. And then later you will return here, Gradebook, Export Data, drop-down arrow, and you will retrieve your advanced exports. As you can see here, this export is in progress, but as soon as it becomes available, you will receive an email notification and you can come here to actually download the data set.